So Enio, being, I'd say, well, yeah, you're close to a 9-figure trader at the moment. What do you think about all these guys like doing Forex and right? Like, what would you say is the difference between Forex and crypto? And like, what do you think about all these guys that keep buying funded accounts and trying to make money with funded, or what is the ins and outs?
Well, look, Forex obviously as an industry, right? It's like it's currency exchange between it's like between countries, between banks, between all of this kind of stuff, right? It works, it makes sense, right? But when the gurus and all these people try to like talk about it, right? And how they present the concept of Forex, how they present like how they trade Forex, all of these kind of things. They talk about their systems and their setups and all of these kind of things, you know, keeping to these rules and whatever. But in reality, obviously the chart really doesn't matter, right? Because obviously like it's mostly like foreign relations, monetary policy, all of these kind of things that like obviously you can't tell from a chart, right? So again, right, as I was talking to you about yesterday, right, you have a fucking spectrum of traders, right? All of these people who try to like make money from it, just trading these setups and shit like that, that's never gonna work, right? So you're either a firm or a quant, right, that can literally automate small kind of things that just like exploit kind of small inefficiencies in the market and just like make a couple dollars thousands of times, right? Or you're just someone who is fucking tapped in the head and just like, you know, has the tingle in the balls and just like fucking
autistic.
gambles. Yeah, just like total autism. But these people who like think they can just like stick to a plan and rules and like journaling and all this shit, they'll never make it. And like funded accounts, the funded accounts thing is funny because the parameters of a funded account are totally like unrealistic and horrible when it comes to just risk in general, right? I had this friend, he made a strategy, right? He backtested it over like 5 years or something, and the strategy was in retrospect very good, right? It had a very good win rate. It was like over 70% win rate and a very good risk to reward ratio. And he was like, yeah, I'm just gonna use this strategy to trade funded accounts. And I went and I took the strategy. I went and like analyzed basically how it would perform with like the rules of even some of the most like favorable like rules when it comes to funded accounts. And if you buy 10,000 accounts, less than 1,000 of them will pass, and then less than like I think 100 will actually achieve payout. So basically 100 out of 10,000 accounts only achieved payout, right? Even with a strategy that's like almost 80% win rate, right? Which like if you applied that to your own capital, you would have like tripled, quadrupled your capital on the year, right? But with funded accounts, you like literally 99% of the time, you're just gonna fucking blow it, right?
Yeah.
You could get like close to a payout, or like you could get, you know, you couldn't achieve a payout, right? But then like the problem is that maximum drawdown, right? Like when you have your own capital, your fucking drawdown is infinite, right? You can just like infinitely lose and you can still run it back up, right? But in funded, right, you like even you go on like a 3-trade losing streak, and by the logic of like the back test and whatever, right, you have this win rate. Like you should be winning after that, and but you're just gonna blow it, right?
Yeah, no, that's
so
true.
It's super unfavorable, right? It's total scam.
It's true, because it's literally only like a month and a half ago where even for a rare occasion you took like an L, but if that was on like a funded account, you wouldn't have been able to bounce back with like almost a fucking 8-figure trade like the next week. So how much did you actually lose on the trade which kind of got fucked up, and how did that even happen? And how did you bounce back?
So this was...
You're 21 years old, and the numbers that you're sort of playing with are kind of like incomprehensible to most people. So like, I want people to actually understand like your psychology, like because you're a psychopath, innit? When people say, "Oh, who's Enio?" I'm like, he's just a psychopath. Like, because you can't manage that much money without being skits.
Yeah, I mean, The trade you're talking about was, I'd say, just almost 2 months ago, right? So just before, just around 2 months ago, and basically Bitcoin was just going up, and I was like, okay, well, I kind of want to short it just because, I don't know, I felt like...
Because you was moving like a demigod. Because
Yeah,
since the start of the year, you've been like...
Since the start of the year,
mad.
I haven't taken like a significant loss. Like all the losses I've taken were like, you know, I would open a position and like once I realized that it's not good, I would like just close it and maybe like eat like 100K loss or something like that. But when I would win, it would be like 1, 2, 3 million, right? So this position, on the other hand, was like nothing was different than any other positions. Like I didn't really like break any of my rules or anything like that, right? It was just like a unfavorable moment, right? And same thing, right? I had a feeling like it's gonna reverse before it goes above the all-time high, right? So around all-time high, I just scaled in a huge position. It was like about 50 million size or something like that, maybe like close to 60 million. And I started to get it filled on a little bit of the position, because so basically when I never like enter with one order, because it's fucking impossible, especially when you deal with that kind of money. You can't just like enter with one order. It's like, that's not how the books work, right? So I scale it over hundreds of orders, right? And I start getting filled on some orders, starts going up slowly, and then literally just like blasts through all of my orders, and it's just like sitting like 5, maybe even more, like closer to like 7 or 8% above where like my average entry was. And I was just like thinking, well, fuck, I'm really down 5 million right now. And I just had to close it, because like if I waited literally just a few hours, it went back down, and I could have closed for a break even, but I didn't know like what was gonna happen. So I literally like I shat my pants when it fucking literally like took all my orders, like probably like fucking 50 of my alerts went off at the same time, right? And I just had to close
not what
it,
you
right?
need. What was you doing in that moment?
Well, I was in the bathroom. I was
just having a shit.
I was no. I was in the bathroom. I was probably just like, I don't know, like plucking my nose or some fucking literally just like some
And
random
Dexterina just goes crazy.
random bullshit, and just like. If anyone knows, the TradingView alerts are like the loudest thing ever, right? Yeah. So just like the whole house is ringing of TradingView alerts. I'm like fucking thinking like, what the fuck could possibly happen? I run to the computer. I see like literally like it was like 4 million loss. By the time I closed it, it was like 4.7 million with like fees and everything like that. And if I literally didn't close it 2 hours later, I would have been like closer to break even. I could have closed for maybe like $1 million loss. But again, I didn't know. And that's just like, you know, you just have to charge it to the game, right?
Yeah, 100%. And then how did you bounce back from that? Because most people in that moment, obviously losing 5Ms, it's a lot of capital. But then it was only, like, for example, even me, I'm an investor fund. I didn't give a fuck, because I'm like, it's Enio, like, what, you think he's just gonna go off the rails and like try revenge? Like, no, it's psychology. He's a psychopath. Like, he's gonna come back. And then literally, it was a matter of like weeks later, or maybe how long was it after till you bounced back? Because you hit like the biggest trade that you've ever hit.
Yeah. So right after that, I just went on vacation. Right. So I just like took a little break. Right. Because I never take breaks after like winning, right? When you're winning, you just keep going. You just keep winning, right?
That's where most people go wrong, because they'll win and then go club and then do this and then do that.
That's true,
so
right?
You have to lock in until it just fucking...
Exactly, right? So whenever I'm winning, I just like this is one thing people don't understand. They start betting less, right? When they win, they bet less, because they like get like they acquire some capital, right? Like let's say you hit it big, right? And you acquire some capital, right? And now you like start risking less, because like, no, I can live off, like if I risk 300 and I win 1K, now I can win. Now I can like live properly off like just 1K, you know? And it's like, no, just like start betting more, right? Like you won, like you have a fucking winning formula. Maybe you just got lucky, but even if you got lucky, just like keep fucking doubling down. The fuck is the point, right? Like
I always have that voice in my head whenever I'm at a casino,
like,
and he goes, always double down.
What pussy goes to a casino, wins, and walks out? That's fucking
That's
retarded,
so gay.
right? That's literally, like if you go to a casino, you fucking put it all on red, and it hits red. Now you have to fucking put it all again on red.
Yeah, you have to do it again.
Everything that you just won, right?
Even if you lose, at least you have your balls.
At least
You can't just be the guy that walks casino.
Exactly.
You go to London, you stand there, you win, and then you're just like watching your friends gamble for 6 hours.
Yeah, it's fucking.
And like, at least I won 2 bills.
You can't go £100 and wait for everyone else to lose.
That's fucking
6 hours long.
That's stupid. You just have to fucking keep going, right? So I was literally winning for the entire year, right? Since I started obviously I was trading before I started the fund, but I started like getting capital in February, right? So since February till that day, which was like, what was it, like July something? Like 15th of July, something like that. I've literally not had like a big red day. Like the chart just looks fucking retarded. Like it just like looked like up only. It looks like one of those honeypots, right? That you see on like fucking Dex Screener, like that you can't sell, right? And it was just like you took a loss, and then I was like, okay, I'll just take a little break and figure out like what I could have done better. And then I realized that that's not fucking me, right? Like I don't analyze my fucking mistakes. That's stupid, right? Because I didn't make a mistake, right? There was no like alternative to that trade, right? I didn't make a mistake. The market simply just fucked me, right? On purpose.
Yeah.
So it's the market's fault, not my fault, right? I didn't make any mistake. I didn't make anything like that. And this is also like, a lot of people are just like, journaling. You have to like go back and look at like study your trades and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah, if you wanna like maybe replace your job with trading or something like that. But if you do shit like that, you'll never be like rich. Like you'll never make it from trading. It's not like using a strategy and just like withdrawing and like using the fund, like the funds that you trade with for like your lifestyle. It's impossible to ever get rich, right? You can only like maintain kind of a certain life, and that's fine as well. Like if you simply don't want to have a job, if you don't want to have a business, you don't want to do any of that, if you want to trade, right? If you have like 100 grand to your name, right, and you have some like strategy that can fucking make you, I don't know, maybe like 2% a week or some shit like that. That's all right, Like you can live off that, and you don't have to have a fucking boss. You don't have to have someone fucking bickering in your ear and shit like that. It's fine, but you'll never make it. You'll never scale 100K to 1 million and then 1 million to 10 million. Like that's what people think when they get into trading, and it's stupid because you'll never fucking do that, right? How many people would be doing that? So many, right? Yeah. If it was that easy. It's not that easy. People think like trading is just like, oh yeah, I'll take the right mentoring and then I'll work hard and focus and be disciplined and I'll make it from trading. No, the fuck you won't. You really think that's how easy it is? Nothing's that easy. Literally nothing in life is that easy. If it was that easy, I promise you, there would be way more people that are like rich, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. That's probably why I see a lot of people like that trade go to Thailand, because they can probably do what you just said, like make 2K a week. Yeah. And that's why they live there, because like it's just chill and it's a cool lifestyle. But yeah, there's a reason why they're over there, and you have to be a schizo to be scaling up to not just 100K, but to go crazy, especially in crypto as well.
Yeah. Because crypto is a total different animal than what you like see. Mostly when people talk about day trading, right? They talk about like futures and shit, and futures are very like efficient, right? So they're way less volatile. There's way less kind of there isn't way less risk like in the actual like when you look at it from like a statistical perspective and all of these things. There's no less risk or anything compared to crypto. It just feels safer, and it feels like you can predict way more, right? But on a long enough time frame, whatever strategy you do, whatever you do, you would have been better off just holding the S&P or holding you would have been better off holding that underlying asset that you're trading, right?
Yeah.
Any strategy you look at, if you look at any day trader's strategy off of TikTok and you put it and you backtest it, literally any you can't. I fucking challenge someone. I'll give you $1,000 if you can find me someone's on TikToks that's like a day trader, and if you can take their strategy, backtest it, and it outperforms the underlying asset, I'll literally give you $1,000.
For
Simple as.
try if you can. But I feel like investing isn't talked about enough, especially for people that want to start an online business. And most people that are probably watching this right now are probably trying to start an online business. And me and Luca both know that if we invested properly since we started our online business, we'd probably be worth like 5x what we have, like net worth wise.
If only someone told us that.
And like Enio said before, it was in his Telegram channel, and he was like, most people get rich from investing. Like, even you have to have a bit of cash flow because you have to have something to invest. But even people, look at people like Iman Gadzi, look at Tate, look at Luke Belmar. Luke Belmar didn't get rich from Shopify. No, he got rich from maybe a Shopify referral plus crypto.
Yeah.
Everyone gets rich from crypto.
And no one wants to say that they did as well.
No, because
it's always kept under the rug.
Yeah,
literally. If you watched any like Iman Gadzi videos from before, he was like literally, he made a bunch of money from like selling courses and all that shit. Not that much money, like maybe like about $1 million, right? Yeah. But all of a sudden, within a couple months, he was worth 10 million. Yeah. How? Because he fucking put everything into crypto, right? And he was always smart about investing, and he still is, right? He always talks about, he literally invests like 95% of whatever I make, right? Whether it's in fucking bonds, whether it's in stocks, whether it's in private equity, whatever the fuck. I
even business with WAP and shit.
Exactly that, right? So he invests majority of the things. Majority of the money he makes, right? Then, like, I remember him saying, like, I invest maybe 70% of what I make, right? And that's how he fucking, literally within 1 year, like, went up to like 10M. And now you have so much, like, so much leverage to just, like, do whatever the fuck you want, right? Same as Tate.
Yeah,
I know for a fact now, even now, he has basically a lot of his money in one of, like, the top 5 hedge funds. Like in the entire world. And even back then, he made so much money off Bitcoin, so much money off PancakeSwap.
Days, I remember
those days were so long, bro. Why wasn't I cash flowing there?
That's where I made like.
I was cash flowing 1K a month
on Twitter. Cake every fucking day.
It was staking cake. Was like,
I know. I staked it like 2 months too late, and then I had the whole downcline of like 2021, having all my money locked in
nodes,
DeFi,
strong nodes.
There was so much stuff.
All
in
of my
DeFi,
friends lost money on them because they just held it till the fucking.
My friend that got me into crypto, he I'm not gonna say his name, so it doesn't matter. But he was like selling drugs, doing fraud, stacked up like 20K.
Oh yeah.
Flipped it to $250,000. He's like 17 at the time. Like, we're from Welland. This is a big thing. And he put it all into strong nodes, and literally the next week it went to zero.
So peak.
And he was depressed, and he like didn't eat for like a week, and he like worked in a bread factory, and
I was
so peak. Enio knows
so far.
Enio knows about the bread factory.
He
literally went to a bread factory. I was like, bro, I think he's gonna kill himself. Like, and haven't spoke to him since. He's just been off the map.
Yeah.
Don't know where he is, like, to this day.
I wanted to kill myself when I had literally nothing and worked at a bread factory at 15. So, like, if you had something and you lost everything and then worked at a bread factory, then you definitely killed yourself.
Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, investing needs to be taken seriously. Too many people, especially in Miami, you know Miami fuckers. Yeah. They go to Miami and they just spend. They just at 10K a month. Corvette at 10K a month.
Live
20K a month. That's a Huracan. And then boom. They think they have more than they do, but as soon as their course dies down, they don't make as much. Or as soon as that business or that model leaves or something happens, they don't have as much. But you have to put your ego to the side. That's something that I've learned this year, and Enio's helped me with it a lot. Not like telling me, but like just looking at the bigger picture of like investing in things. I don't care about impressing other people by having, let's say I could buy a supercar tomorrow if I wanted to, or invest it and then at the end of the year it's double, and then that's Leng, and then 2 years time that's fucking 4. Do you know what I mean?
And then,
it just makes so much more sense.
Exactly.
But it's going to be so interesting, I think, in the next 5 years to see where everyone is at today.
Yeah.
Because all at pinnacle stages in our life, like 22, 21, like all the people that are making a lot of money with, whether it's crypto trading, OFM, ecom, everything, you're going to see the decisions they made on paper, because you can mask it now with materials, and you can mask it with social media.
Yeah.
But when like the bigger game is like, oh, what penthouse do you have? What mansion do you have? What family do you have? That's going to be answered in 5 years' time, and it will be clear to see who was making the wrong and the right decisions.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because everyone can look rich now, right?
It's not hard.
You can get that fucking Huracan or like even fucking, I don't know, 812 or Aventador or whatever on leasing or finance or whatever the fuck. You can rent that penthouse, you can fucking charter that jet and all that kind of shit. And it's like, bro, like I see people posting like first time on a private jet, and it's like, you're renting it. It's not a fucking achievement. Are you retarded?
It's only like 6K for like a Europe flight.
Yeah, but it's so like I don't know this I think this has literally become over the last like maybe 2-3 years it's become a thing that like people get so obsessed with like feeling like renting something is an accomplishment. Like it's not sure, maybe like if you're like move out of your hometown, you move to like a nicer city, you rent an apartment. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Because like buying an apartment, for example, buying an apartment here is fucking retarded, right?
Yeah.
Because same thing as we said, right? If you just invest that money, right? Like this is what I was looking at, right? The apartment I'm renting, I can buy it for basically 20 years worth of rent, right?
Yeah.
So if I just invest that money, right? And if I invest it into literally the safest like asset, which is like the S&P, right? That yields like about 10% a year. Even if after the gain, I took out the rent to pay for the year, right? And then kept the rest in, it would still like that would grow like 4x over those 20 years. The initial investment will grow 4x, and I would still every year have enough to pay for the rent, right, from the investment. So it's like, what the fuck is the point of actually buying that crib? There is no point, right? It's stupid. Yeah. So those are the only thing that can really be justified is like, you know, renting a place, like fucking a roof over your head, right? Yeah. Like if you're fucking renting a Huracan, no one gives a fuck about a Huracan. Everyone has a fucking Huracan right now. It's literally a fucking poverty vehicle. Like,
it's more embarrassing. Like if I was to pull up, let's say I'm going on a date, I pull up to a address downtown, I jump out in my Huracan. Everyone that's standing outside is going to think that I am on holiday, I'm broke, I make 10K a month, like and I'm renting it.
You can get a much better, like you can, for the price of a Huracan, you can get a fucking Wraith, right? And it's like everyone will be like, oh my God, that's like so fucking sick.
At least it's not a rental.
Yeah, exactly, right? And the Wraith looks 10 times better than a fucking Huracan, way better overall,
better to drive.
And like, people that know about cars will respect you way more if you have a Wraith rather than a Huracan, right? And they're the same price.
Yeah, even like we're saying, like even just getting an S-Class with a driver.
S-Class with a driver.
So much better.
You can't get better than that, right? You can do Phantom with a driver, right? But is it that much better? Not really, right? It's only if you want to fucking swing your dick, right? But it's like, there's not much difference, right? You can still only fit 3 people inside.
Yeah, true. But like, Luca, what would you say about getting a supercar? Because when you was in Manny, you got a supercar. Yeah. And would you say that it was like how was your experience with getting one? What would you say to someone that's thinking about grabbing a supercar now? Like, if you went back in time?
Yeah, I mean,
it must have been sick.
It's good to have one. Yeah, like it's the same logic as like once you do something the first time. Like when we first came here, rented all the Huracans. Back 3 years ago, it was joke.
Right, now 1K in my bank. Like,
like now it's
a Huracan though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, like, you and Mason both lost your licenses.
Didn't even have
and pulled up to Dubai like, oh, will they let us rent it without licenses?
Bro, I got in the Huracan. I didn't even know how to turn it on. I had to get out of the whip, go to Luca, be like, yo, can you turn on my whip so I can drive it? And then, bro, it's cooked. But yeah, carry on.
Yeah, no. It is sick to own one, but I think it's the same with any experience. Once you've done it, after a week, you're just like, oh, yeah, this is just normal now. So like you get used to it, and then you have to like, everyone will compliment you on it. But for you, it's just like, it's like when you have a nice apartment or anything nice, you're like, yeah, it's just thanks. Like, it doesn't really mean much, but it is nice to have. But then again, it's just, you get bored of it, like the same with anything else. So if you attach your whole identity to a car, you obsess over like these material things. I think you're still just looking too short term, like you said before. Like everyone's obsessed with how they look, how they're perceived. But
100%.
like if you apply that to Enio, for example, like if you didn't know him, you'd be like, oh, you don't know what he does, blah, blah, blah. But he's lapping you 1,000 times just by not playing the same game as what most people are playing.
Yeah, you want to it's fine being materialistic, but attach it to a milestone. Like even like Enio has like list the watches you have and then say why you're not wearing a watch right now. Because people might watch this and be like, oh, my man 50 mil trade doesn't even have a watch though.
Enio's logic's just sick.
No, I mean, I have a couple of Rolexes that like maybe I wear one of them sometimes. I have 2 Pateks, I have a Richard Mille, and that's it.
Why are you not wearing it?
I don't know. Just like I was like, I'm at 90 mil. You know, I want to get to 100 mil. I just like won't wear a watch because I don't feel worthy of like wearing this watch until I'm at 100 mil. You know, when I'm at 100 mil, then I'll wear my RM.
Yeah,
right? Crazy.
That's the thing, because you need to attach it to a milestone.
Yeah.
And you can play those little psychological games with yourself.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's way, like, it'll push you way further.
Yeah. If you have nothing to even, like, play for and you get anything you want at a play, it's like being, even though you're earning your money, it's still like being, like, just like a rich kid.
Since then, I'm up, like, let's see how much I'm up. Since I started.
Live on the poddy. Tom licking his lips.
Okay. I'm only up 1 mil.
Oh.
Right? And that's all from today.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Tough day at the office.
Yes, only one.
Silly.
But yeah, attaching a milestone is good. I see people say that. I always see the investors say that. I see Julian say that. Like Julian, he was talking about in one of his vids, he was like, bro, I could have all the supercars I want, but I just have like one driver. I don't even drive a car because I want to, attach things to milestones. Like he was even talking about countries. Like I don't want to go to, I don't know what country he said. Maybe it was like Mexico until I'm at a certain level. You don't want to just go, you make a bit of money, you buy everything, you get every watch, every car. Like after that, what the fuck do? You just get depressed. So you might as well wait a little bit.
Delay the gratification.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's like probably like out of everything people talk about on Twitter, like those like, delay gratification and like, I don't know what else they talk about.
They're the ones that like just, they just can't stop busting nuts.
Like,
they're those kind of guys.
Just like,
they can't delay your gratification.
Don't say your goals out loud and like all these kind of things. The delay gratification is like maybe like the only thing that I kind of agree with.
Yeah.
And it's just like, but it's not necessarily because of why people do it, right? Like because people don't even know why they do it. But it's just like, in reality, like, if you're at 100K right now, let's say, right, and you want a Huracan, but you wait until you're at a mil. Once you're at a mil, you won't fucking want it anymore because you'll realize I only want it because other people like it. I don't fucking even like that shit, right? And most people, that's what they get into that trap of like they start to make money and then they start buying things that other people like, right? I don't even fucking like this thing. Why am I fucking buying it? Right? Yeah. Oh, well, other people are gonna see it on my Instagram or whatever the fuck. And like when I go to like a dinner with like a new person, like they're gonna be like, oh, it's like this guy has money because he has a watch. And it's like, you need to have something else other than that. Yeah. Right? Because
you can have a watch and still just be a dickhead.
Yeah, it's most people.
Yeah.
Most people.
It's like, what was your experience in Monaco?
Oh my God, bro. Like genuinely, like every person I talk to at the hotel, right? Because that's like the main hotel, Hotel de Paris, main hotel where like everyone who has money goes to, right? And like I'm just like randomly like striking up conversations. Like I went out of my comfort zone, right, to like randomly strike up conversations with people that like I see like have nice watches and like just like things I can see on them that I can like start a conversation about. It doesn't even have to be a watch. It can be anything, right? And basically 80% of them are total retards, right? They don't even like, they can't even conceptualize like, for example, what I do because they like made their money with like fraud or like some other total shit that they don't even mention. Like it might be drugs, it might be like construction or some shit like that. But like on like a general kind of just like in the grand scheme of things, they only know about like their one thing that like made them successful or that they got lucky in or whatever the fuck, right? And then everything else they're just like clueless to. But not only are they clueless to like everything else, right? You don't have to be educated in every topic surrounding business or whatever, right? But like that, just the look on their face when you're explaining something to them is just like very annoying, right? And you're just like, why the fuck am I even talking to this person?
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, you're not gonna fucking invest in my fund because you're just too stupid to fucking understand how it works. So just like, I'll just let you be, bro.
Yeah, nah, the fund space going strong, crypto going strong. How's OFM, Luca, at the moment? How's your agency going?
It's going strong.
Yeah.
It's been a good summer, busy summer.
Because most people would say, oh, that's the worst months. But I feel like everyone, they use that as just a cop out.
It's cope.
Yeah, it's easy to. There's so many times like you have to catch yourself with cope because it's so like all of these excuses are valid, but it's whether you choose them to accept your like be part of your reality. But yeah, no, everything's been busy. Not done on that Europe summer like everyone's getting all gassed about, but yeah, no, it's been.
That's what I mean. Europe summer's gassed, and then you go to Monaco and you just deep how it's actually kind of dead. And
Yeah, it's shit.
How does it compare to here, like Monaco to Dubai, like the lifestyle comparison?
I mean, I haven't lived there, right? And I haven't been there that long. The longest I've been is now, and it was like 10 days.
Yeah.
And it's just like, there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
Right? And basically it's just like fat dudes chasing like young prostitutes. That's like the simplest way I can put it, right? Is like fat old men trying to outflex each other to like win the youngest prostitute. That's basically it, right? There's nothing else to it, right? And it's just like a bunch of annoying tourists taking pictures of cars, right? And I don't know, like service isn't that good. Most of the time they're kind of just like, they don't know even English that good. Like they're French, right? And French people, I don't like them, right? And no one fucking likes them in general, right? So yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's shit. Like if you plan on going to Monaco, just don't. It's fucking horrible, right? Just go to fucking Saint-Tropez or somewhere around there. Like the south of France is good, but Monaco in and of itself is horrible. You can go there for like 2 days. That's the max.
Yeah, 100%.
And Europe summer in general is just overrated, like
severely.
It's just the Yankees that fucking gas it.
Yeah.
They just like so gassed to just smoke a cig and talk to a Swedish
yeah.
girl.
It's just like this is everyday life for an average European, and they just Americans come to Europe and like, oh my god, bro, the decibel level of Americans talking, right?
You
like
hear it from over there.
You can hear them from the other hotel.
You hear the exact combo each of everything.
Right, and they're always like super rude and all this kind of shit, and they think like smoking a cigarette and having an espresso in the morning is like a personality trait, right? So
It's calm.
the only valid times to go to these places like Monaco and like Monaco, right? Saint-Tropez is good like during peak season because there's a lot of things to do.
Yeah.
Monaco, like the only valid time to go there is like September onwards, right? Same as like
most of Europe, bro. In September's the best because everyone fucks off.
Yeah, everyone fucks off,
back to work.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just way better in September, and
it's not as hot.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Easy as. Well, Mandem, I think we'll wrap this up. But where can the guys find you?
So my Insta is LucaFXV with 2 V's. Used to be 1, but that got banned. You can find me on that Insta.
IG Vans. No one's safe. And what about Mr. Enio?
Insta ENIOOO and Twitter Sandal 10K.
Bro, I was going to message you yesterday. I was just scheming and I was thinking about personal brand and I was like, you should buy Enio.
Yeah, I probably should.
I was like, you should buy Enio.
Yeah.
Like, you should find a way to buy it.
And I should also change my name.
It's probably cheap as well.
On like Twitter as well, because it's like, my old Twitter account has like all the follows from like literally everyone in like crypto Twitter, like fucking 1 million+ accounts and all that shit.
Yeah, no, it's literally like real estate. It is personal brand because if you're trying to connect with someone online and you have like 3 or 4 digits, it makes sense.
It's just like, oh, my ad's my name.
Yeah, like I look at the guy that's called Tom and he's a dookie, bro. I want it.
Yeah.
I keep DMing him, but he don't reply. I need to find like a valid middleman or some way to ban
50K
him.
in escrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scam Tom.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 3 digits. That's a choppy one.